what? The coolest nigga 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 what? Lord, please have sympathy and forgive my cool young history as the coolest nigga what? The coolest nigga what?
What up, Lupe Fiasco here. Go get that album, Lupe Fiasco. It's cool. You will not be let down. It's a very great album. I'll put my stamp on it. It's real talk. Real talk, New York. Real talk, NY. You heard?
Sounds like you put a lot of work into your lyrics. So how's the writing process?
It's more the conceptualizing process. The more coming up what to talk about and how to do it. Because the words really kind of write. They really kind of write themselves, you know. And sometimes it doesn't need to be that intricate. You know, I think the concept kind of directs how intricate it's going to be. So I come up with that first. Like you take a record like Kick Push, or on the new album, you take a record like Hip Hop Saved My Life.
He said, I write what I see. Right to make it right, don't like what I be. I'd like to make it like the sights on TV. Quite the great life, so nice and easy. See, now you can still die from that, but it's better than not being alive from straps.
Lyrically, it isn't really complex. There's virtually like no metaphors in it, you know. So it's nothing like dumb it down, you know. But it didn't. The concept didn't need that. It didn't deserve all that, you know. So I kind of do that first. I kind of come up with what exactly I'm going to talk about, and then that kind of directs. It even directs how much you can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can only come up with so much stuff to this particular topic, you know. So it's like, oh, I can't even really come up with a bunch of metaphors for this and really stay on target. You know what I'm saying? So come up, conceptualize first, and then the writing process, depending on how heavy the concept is or how thoroughly I got to explain it, you know, then that'll reflect in the lyrics.
So a song like The Coolest or Gotta Eat, about how long did it take you to, you know, from start to finish in terms of coming up with the concept and getting the lyrics and everything?
Oh, well, I didn't write down The Coolest. I did The Coolest at the mic. So that was kind of like, but I always had the initial like first 8 bars. And I would just be driving and just be building on it, you know, and then going and like, okay, here we go, boom, 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 here we go. So a lot of those songs on the album were at the mic. It's a few that I just like, if you look at my rap notebook or my rhyme notebook, it'll just be like the first line or another line, and that'll be it. But you'll never see like the full verse and me reciting it out of the book. So like, Coolest probably took like maybe 3 weeks, because it was a concept, so it was building the concept. And then Gotta Eat was fast, because once I came up with the concept, I just started coming up with different lyrics for it. It was like, yeah, that happened pretty quick.
Okay, so what would you say is the most meaningful song for you on the album?
Probably Intruder Alert. Even those songs like Fighters, which is really personal and really deep, and has a really deep meaning in it. But Intruder Alert I think it's more important to other people. You know? So I think people will find more meaning in that record, you know, than a personal record like Fighters, which I find all the meaning in it. But Intruder Alert is about like rape. You know, it's about a girl who got raped, and the after effects of it, becoming normal again, if that's even possible, but achieving some level of normal, which was as basic as a hug. You know, allowing a man to hug her again, you know, which is like a victory. And it's real short. The verses are real short, so it's like, boom, you know, problem, you know, kind of like what's going on, then solution, real short. And then like the second verse is about drug abuse, and the third verse is about immigration, you know, like illegal immigrants and stuff like that. But it's all like different intruders, you know, like the drugs being an intruder, the guy coming back into our life and kind of breaking those walls down, and even really intruders of illegal immigrants and what they say, you know. So that's probably the deepest, most meaningful record.
Okay. Now, how have you changed artistically and personally since your first album?
Well, I think I'm personally, and more businessly, I've become businessly, that's not even a word, business-wise, I became a little bit more harsher, you know, on my business, a little bit more Dame Dash.
Okay.
Because I lost my business partner, so I had to step up. And in that stepping up, I had to take on a lot of the battles that I normally didn't take, you know, just being a straight artist and vice president. Now being like CEO, acting for a moment, I had to fight a lot. You know what I'm saying? I found myself fighting those battles because now the phone calls came to me, and the battles that he would do, now I had to do. You know, but artistically, nothing really changed. Like artistically, I've been on a kind of a run, independent of what people think or what critics say or what new rapper comes out or whatever. I've been on just a creative push this whole time. And it even reflects in the mixtapes that I did during Food and Liquor and before, where I was always kind of pushing the envelope. So, the cool probably is just like one of those, it reflects all of that stuff together. I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this stuff that I like, that's all this stuff that I'm doing, I'm going to just put it all together in the cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, what should we expect as the next single?
Probably Paris, Tokyo. Song that keeps coming back. As with the most kind of like popularity and feedback. So we'll probably shoot that. We got the Snoop record. But we're going to shoot, same way we did Dumb It Down to Superstar, where we kind of, one was really cheap and just for the internet. One was really big and grandiose, Hype Williams, the whole thing. Probably going to do the same thing, so we'll probably pick another record, maybe even The Coolest or something like that. And just like shoot that and then shoot Paris, Tokyo, like the main video.
Do you have any input in the creative process when creating a video?
Yeah, especially with records that have a real heavy narrative, like Paris, Tokyo, which is kind of self-explanatory. Superstar was a little bit weird to shoot because it didn't really have a real solid narrative. It was just like a bunch of tidbits of this and then a tidbit of that. But the rest of the records that we're going to shoot, like Hip Hop Saved My Life and Intruder Alert and things like that, it has a real kind of beginning and end, so it's real easy to shoot it.
Do you feel that you're at the pinnacle of your career right now?
No, I think I'm kind of medium, like a medium, I think that this album will be the tell of the tape, from here on out, how this album is received and perceived. And I'm going to completely flip on the third album too, so it's going to be completely, thought this was weird, but you see this. I'm already working on the third album.
Okay.
So it's like, for me, I'm always just going to be constantly pushing the envelope until I know it's
this
done.
next album, Lupe, and is that definitely going to be the last album for you? And why is that?
To pursue other things. I think the music business has kind of run its course. I always love music. I'll continue to do music, but I won't be doing music in this format. In the business recorded music record label industry format. I'll still perform as long as I got a promoter that'll have me perform. And I'll even still be behind the scenes pushing my artists, Matthew Santos, Gemstone, Sarah Green, Soundtrack, the First and 15 Family. I'll still be doing that. Still have CRS, which is me, Kanye, and Pharrell.
Are you guys working on the album still?
Well, we still, is it going to be an album?
That's
That's what we're constantly like in discussion about. How we're going to do it, because we really want to do something really new and really revolutionary. So we'll see.
How do you feel when you're compared to Nas?
I love it. I love Nas. Nas is he's Da Vinci. He's Picasso, and I'm Toulouse-Lautrec. You know what I'm saying? I'm an upcoming artist looking at his body of work like, oh, he's a master. So to be compared to the masters and even be revered by the masters like Rakim and Jay-Z, that's on the artistic side. Whatever with popularity and fame, just artistic. That's like, yeah.
Now you have a very vast vocabulary. Do you read a lot? And if so, what do you read?
No, I don't read a lot, but what I do tend to read is very dense. So I read like Nietzsche and like, the Quran and Noam Chomsky and different people. So it's very dense. That's Wasalu Jaco. That's like me outside of Lupe, this nerdy dude.
Is the most important lesson that life has taught you at this point in your life?
God first. At the end of the day, when all this is over, and all the hoopla is done, you master all this stuff, you can't take none of that with you. None of that speaks for you. In the next world, it's the simple things and living your life toward God, doing everything for God. It's kind of like the thing that I learned.
All right, RealTalkNY.net. We got Lupe Fiasco, The Cool. What's in stores today?
Hey, nigga, you hot to me. I like you. G, they told me I should come down, cousin, but I flatly refuse.
I ain't dumbed down, no.